Have you ever felt like you're surrounded by English but nothing sticks? You watch videos, listen to podcasts, even try reading, but it still feels distant. That's because real understanding doesn't come from information alone. It comes from experience, from emotion. That's why learning English through stories is one of the most powerful ways to make the language yours. One of the best ways to learn English is through stories. Stories give you the rhythm, feeling, and everyday expressions that native speakers use. They help the language become part of your memory, not something you force, but something that flows. So if you're learning English and want it to feel natural and personal, just like this story, leave a comment, like the video, and subscribe to SpeakEase. We share stories every day that help you feel the language, not just study it. On a Tuesday morning in Madrid, Amir decided to go silent. No challenge. No bet. No one asked him. He just woke up and didn't want to speak. Not to anyone. Not even to say good morning at the cafe. Not even to ask for the Wi-Fi password at the hostel. He wasn't sad. He wasn't angry. He was just full. Full of noise. Of opinions. Of questions. Of small talk and social smiles. He wanted to know what would happen if he stepped back. If he gave the world only his eyes and not his voice. So he put on his shoes, zipped his jacket, and walked out into the street. At breakfast, he pointed at the menu. The waiter smiled and nodded. Amir smiled back. No words. At a bookstore, he picked up a poetry book and paid in coins. No questions. No conversation. Just a small bow of thanks. He walked through parks, past fountains, down narrow alleyways full of life and music and conversation. He listened more. Watched more. He noticed the way people leaned into each other when they spoke. How laughter came in waves. How silence wasn't awkward, it was rich. Around noon, he saw a child chasing pigeons across a plaza. The child laughed and looked at Amir, as if to say, "Did you see that?" Amir smiled. Nodded. The child ran on. At sunset, he sat on a bench near the river. A woman beside him asked in Spanish, "¿Eres turista?" He smiled and shook his head gently. She nodded, then looked out at the water. They didn't speak. But the silence between them wasn't empty. It was full of city sounds, guitars in the distance, footsteps on cobblestone, the splash of ducks landing in the water. That night, Amir returned to his room. He hadn't said a single word. But somehow, the day had spoken to him louder than usual. And the next morning, when he finally opened his mouth to say good morning to the cafe owner, the words felt new, clean, rested, honest. In today's story, you heard natural expressions like full of noise, gave the world only his eyes, laughter came in waves, and the silence wasn't empty. These are how native speakers express emotion and subtle ideas without needing complex vocabulary. You also learned how stories can connect your English learning to human experience. That's how you stop translating and start feeling the language. We upload new videos every day to help you improve your English through powerful, emotional stories. So if this story meant something to you, leave a comment, like the video, and subscribe to SpeakEase. See you in the next video.